I greet you with peace. I greet you with love. This is Woman is God, Man is a Worshipper, Series 2. And today we have our beautiful sister with us, a wonderful woman. And we are going to be bringing her on board because today we're discussing about something very beautiful. So many people really have to become more and more conscious, more and more aware of this sacred feminine energy. And what we are doing with this series, like I said the other day, is to be bringing people from different backgrounds, from different culture, from different knowledge base, to be coming and sharing with us their beautiful understanding of what feminine energy is. So I will invite now our beloved sister. It's an open dialogue. I greet you also. Good evening. I greet you with peace and I greet you with love. So let me invite her. We are still trying to master how the technical aspect work. So this might still take us, I don't know how long, but we are already doing well. Every day is getting more and more better. And every day that passed, we try to make it more and more better. So wherever you are, we greet you and we welcome you. Okay, let me try and invite you. Okay. Please help us share the video. Help us share it and invite friends and family. Because this is a knowledge creating more and more awareness of it. Because when we say woman is God, not everybody really understands what we're talking about. But we have patience. Yes, we have patience, and we are going to take as much time as it needed to really keep on putting light on this. Please, if you are there, accept the invite and you can come on board. Right, so I'm trying to share it, so please do the same wherever you are, because knowledge needs to be shared among humanity, among everyone. I'm trying to invite you. This friend won't be able to watch live unless they have selected audience. I'm trying to approve it. It's not working. If you're there, I've sent you. It will not allow. Okay. You must accept mine. Maybe you have to, because accept yours is not going. So you don't worry, you just accept mine. I think it's more easier like that. Because I'm trying to also bring you in. Please have patience. Okay. The easiest way is if you accept my requests. It's not coming in. Maybe you send a request again, because I've sent it 2 times now and it's not going. Meanwhile, we'll keep on sharing it. Try again. Okay. You just accept it. Now I have sent it new to you. So accept it and you will see it. And please, if you are there, try to help us share it. You can accept now the request because it has been sent again right now to you. It said Harding. The beautiful thing is, the more we continue to raise this awareness, the more humanity itself will start finding that sacred peace that has been lost. The more humanity itself will keep on really reconnecting back to their real nature. So all we have to do is to keep on spreading it. I cannot comment. Okay. Maybe it's your network. If it does not connect, I can just call you direct. I sent you an invite. Can we start again and you have me in the topic? Yes, you're in the topic. All you have to do is to accept the invite. Now you are there.
I got it.
Yeah. Please, you have to turn your phone around so
Oh,
it,
that's what it was. It kept saying the orientation was off.
okay.
And now that
And
I took my auto
okay,
rotation off, it decides to work.
that is cool. And
That's
we can't really see you so nice. It's like half of the head is showing. Yeah,
okay. That's
like
better.
this is perfect.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you today? Selection
I'm
day in
always
Selma,
doing.
Alabama, and we're real busy. So
Yeah, I know with your election and everything, you run around, and I can understand. I'm just trying to share it to have a patient with me while we wait for some people to also come on board. You know, it's a new
okay,
page, and a lot of people don't know this page yet. So
okay.
we're still trying
And I
to.
just want to let people know that the background is the historic Edmund Pettus Bridge. A lot of people probably just watched it recently on the news with the procession for Congressman John Lewis, who
Ah,
just recently passed. That was the bridge in which he crossed over with the horse and carriage in Alabama before he went to Troy in D.C. This is the same bridge that Dr. King marched over. This is
wow.
my parents, my mom, not my dad. My mom was in that march with Dr. King, and a lot of the
Wow,
people
that's
that I
cool.
work with and talk with every day was part of that movement. So when I say this is truly the civil rights capital and the voting rights capital of the world, Selma,
Yes,
Alabama is um, very inclusive when it came to civil rights, social justice rights, and just all things for all people. And I just
Mm.
want people to remember whenever you have a chance to come visit one of the places that everyone should go to, like a pilgrimage, make Selma one of those places that you visit.
That's nice. That's a very good information because I know Alabama is like one of the birthplace of the civil rights movement, and
And it
this
started
is so
right here
wonderful.
in this city. That's right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
It's hot. It's hot out
That's
here,
so
so
beautiful.
excuse me if I get to sweating.
No, you can't sweat. You can sweat. You can just be you and be free and just be alive.
That's it.
That's all that
Amen.
really matters.
That's it.
So we can get straight started. So we don't need while I share it, and we can still get straight started. So like you know already, the topic is this. Hmm. In this overpopulated toxic masculine, because masculine energy is not a problem, but the problem today is it has become so toxic and it has become so people have misunderstood the real concept of masculinity. Now it has become more like dominion and possession, which is one of the things that is causing pressure and tension for our mother earth. So,
Right.
as a woman who have been in this struggle for so many years now, more than 30 years now, you've been in this struggle. How do you feel as a woman in this world? Let's start from there. How do you feel as a woman in this world?
Well, how I feel because I'm kind of different than most women. I feel empowered. I feel that I was raised that once you gain knowledge and obtained your education, that was something no one could take from you. So because I have
Fact.
lived the path of educating myself, I have no fear in this world. The fear that I
Mm,
do have is the lack of education for so many women in this country and abroad. And that without education and without information and without knowledge, we fail and we repeat past behaviors. And that's
mm,
one of the reasons why I decided to run for city council president of this historic city. Because even though we're 55 years after the civil rights movement in 1965, when Dr. King was battered right here on this is the bridge.
yeah,
We
I can
still
see.
face those same issues every day. Today, we have issues of voter disenfranchisement, where voters are being told you can't vote at this polling place. You would think after 50 some odd years of voting education in America that we can get that
Mm,
right. But we still have issues with it. So
imagine.
we have to be vocal and educate people, whether they like it or not, because sometimes people like
Mm,
me, candidates, I'm a grassroots candidate. I don't aspire to any organization or collective. I'm very independent when it comes
okay.
to my train of thought and my thought process because it's my burden to carry. It's my burden to carry to do the right thing. So I can't align myself with certain energies and then think I'm going to be righteous with it. You have to be righteous within yourself when you lead. So it doesn't
That's right.
leadership doesn't come from allegiances or organizations or sorority or sorority. Leadership comes from within and having ethics and values and morals. And what I'm saying is that even though 60 years later, we still face those same issues that we had on this bridge with 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 African American people having rights to vote. But now we're having an issue with women running for political office. I'm not a fan of Miss Harris, but they have said some really nasty things about her person as a candidate here. You know, I'm a divorced mother of three. I've had
Okay.
some really terrible things said about me as a woman, as a mother, that you just wouldn't want your children to hear across airwaves. But this city, and it's not now these days coming from the Caucasian community. It's not coming from the white community in most times. It's coming from African American people who look just like me and
That's right.
African American men who look like me. I have one of
Mm,
my opponents right now who was a younger guy than me who in high school I kind of took under my wing. And 30 years later, he's campaigning against me based on me being a single mother. And it saddens me that educated people, because he's an educated man, still use those
mm.
tactics against women. So it's an issue that we have, and it's not about do women respect men, because we don't have any choice in this society. But the real issue, do men really respect women?
Good question. Yeah, because that is a question that every man have to answer. Every man have to answer. But there is something I am I am pointing to,
Okay.
which is the fact that when it comes to masculine energy, it now goes beyond the gender itself.
That's
It
true.
now it now becomes the vibration of that creature, what side that energy is being balanced on. So that's why today, if we want to kind of like categorize what a masculine energy is both a man and a woman. So the question now
Correct.
is, what side is balanced and what side is not really balanced? Because if we know already that a lot of men don't know how to respect women
Okay.
because they never knew this.
I agree.
They never knew this. They never saw their father respect their mother, and they never grew up in a household where they were really nurtured and teach the sacred nature of a woman. So
I
many
agree.
men have the basic understanding that a woman is just an object. A woman is just something that comes later. Just like that, your opponent now who is campaigning against you and saying because you're a single mother, he forgets that the absence of a man in a home, every man is the husband of every woman, and every man is the father of every children. So he, as a man, campaigning against you like that, that means he lack self knowledge,
I agree.
especially when if he was like a European or another kind of let's say group of people, I would say maybe he's playing a race card, a race
They,
game. But in
right.
this case, this is a black guy like you, and using those type of punchline is
That's right.
because people have been miseducated. So please express to us.
Well, I get your question. I'm glad you posed it that way because I understand it. Because I'm a very masculine woman. I have a lot of
It's
masculine
obvious.
tendencies.
It's
So,
obvious. Yeah.
and I intimidate a lot of men, and I'm okay with
Right.
that. I'm okay with that, and and that's probably because I'm an educated woman, and most women were taught not to be educated and was taught to be submissive and just learn from your husband. And a lot of cultures is still that way. But it's time that we break away
Yeah.
from that because if we continue to
Fact.
treat our daughters that way, we'll have our daughters in a lot of domestic violence situations. So we have to just
Fact.
make sure that our kids are aware, even our sons, teach our sons not to be intimidated by an educated woman.
Hmm.
Because through society, after American Reconstruction through slavery, the
Okay.
woman became the leader of the family in many ways because the slave owner feared the black man and they were more comfortable with a black woman. So the woman became the black woman became the masculine part of the family because she's
Hmm.
the one that they came to with questions. She's the one that replied back with questions. They didn't
Hmm.
hardly engaged in the man because the man was probably more angry about their manhood being taken away. And at that
Hmm.
point, that was another method of taking a man's manhood away. And there's a lot of feminine men in the world,
That's
and I
right.
can and I can use that against some of the opponents in this race, femininity, because to me, when a man discusses a woman, they have feminine tendencies. A
Mm-hmm.
man that degrades a woman has feminine tendencies. Let me repeat that one more time. A man
Please
that
do.
degrades a woman has
Mm-hmm.
feminine tendencies. That means he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't respect his mother or
Of course.
he wants to mimic his mother. And either
Yes.
way, it's a problem for America and for the black women and black men and across in the world.
In the
For,
world, you know. Yeah.
so when you think about the over masculinity in African American women, Think about
Mm-hmm.
slavery. And once we were freed, who had to protect that man? When
Mm.
when when the slave owner was going to take our children, the mother had to be strong because the father didn't have much say so.
Yeah.
The father didn't have much say so. They didn't even let fathers raise their kids. They would treat fathers like cattle and just have
Mm.
them, if they was a strong black man, they would let them impregnate their sister. It didn't matter to the slave owner. It was
Yes.
about the product. So then after so long, a black man became muted in emotion. You know, just
Mm.
imagine if you have to have sex with your sister or have sex with your mother
By
just so
force.
that you, by force, or
Mm-hmm.
be sexually abused.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about that long. So I try in my daily walk not to hold the black man accountable. And I think I suffer a lot because of that, because I try to give African American men the benefit of the doubt that, okay, I understand your struggle. So sometimes
Yeah.
we accommodate or accept things that we probably wouldn't accept in an everyday situation.
Mm-hmm.
But because we have different things to consider in the African American male, and being African American women who've been overly masculized, and now we're overly sexualized too. So think about it now.
Mm-hmm.
They overly masculinized us, but yet we're overly sexualized. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of morbid. They want us to be masculine, and then they want us to use us sexually. So that
Yes.
goes back to the Roman Empire, where they
Mm-hmm.
had man on man relations and it was part of the culture. That's not part of our normal culture. And as of late, that's all we see is feminine men who are just wearing dresses. I mean, and it's becoming to a point. I was into a radio program the other day, and it was a whole thing about proud gay men coming out. And it was on Sunday morning. And I'm in Alabama. So I'm scratching my head like, how did this happen in Alabama? How can a proud gay man radio show happen in the Bible Belt of Alabama? You know, and it's just
I
the
understand you.
society of taking away the masculinity of a black man. So we
Yes.
have to be, and there's nothing wrong with a man being gay. Maybe that's been around since eternity. But it's
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
marketing of the gay man and the gay black man that's being marketed more than anything else. So we really
Mm-hmm.
have to take account for that. Because I can use my opponent, I can say to my opponent, well, you don't have any kids. You're in your 40s and you never had kids. You've never been in a relationship. I can
Yeah.
use those souls, and I would do it with more dignity than he has. I wouldn't accuse him of anything. I can just pose the question and become problematic for him. But I don't think that's worthy. I'd rather go on his record. But you know, they don't want to go on my record because I got a good background. I'm a military vet
Mm-hmm.
of 12 years. I held secret clearances. I worked for the United States Pentagon as a DoD contractor for Lockheed Martin. I controlled the assets for communications for the whole Air Force while I was at Lockheed Martin. I'm a very responsible person, but they rather talk about me being a divorced mother with two
Yeah.
children outside of my marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really neither there because some women go through a lifetime trying to bear children and had the perfect relationship, and God never granted them the ability to have kids. So whenever
That's right.
God grants a woman the ability to have children, it should never be looked at as a curse
Exactly.
or a default, because only God
Exactly.
grants life.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I so much like the point like you bring out. They could never have check your background to stand against you, so they just have to look for baseless things.
Pointless
That is
personal attacks,
that
right?
that that is still the same expression of that masculine side that want to override
That's right.
because there's still that general toxic education in the society that this is how the picture must look like. Not
That's right.
everybody know that
That's right.
there is no way it should look like. Every way it is perfect. So when a woman have a child and it happens that the man is not there, she's not default. Something is not wrong with her. It's just so. And men and humans in general have to start really understanding it like this. It's just like when a man have also a child and the wife is not there, he have to take care of that child. It doesn't mean something is wrong with him.
That's right.
It's
They don't
just
they,
the
they don't
way
get
it
the
is.
same treatment. They don't get the same treatment when a man takes care of the
Exactly.
child. They get rewarded. But
Yeah,
usually, as a woman has really put hopes in a relationship, and the man went off with another woman, and it's not that women are just out here having kids by themselves. It's men who aren't accountable.
that's right. That's right. Men are always accountable. Mm.
That's right. You got to be
I like
accountable.
that word. I like that. So please, try just express yourself. How how will you teach women out there to learn how to create their own balance in this unbalanced reality we have today?
No
Because so
shame.
many. Mm,
Just walking around with no shame. There's no reason to be ashamed of anything that God put you through. Because at the end of the day,
mm-hmm,
I never fail. I've been telling people this for at least 15, 20 years. I don't fail. I learn. If I go through an experience and it does not come out to my benefit, I learned so much in that experience that even if I don't do it again, I've gained another level of knowledge that,
mm.
that a book couldn't give it me. Experience gave it to me. Experience is a lot different. So what I would say, just don't be scared. Have no fear. When you're up against a bad relationship, yeah, you might go through it out of consciousness, but have no fear when it's time to walk away. Just don't be scared. Don't let a man tell you or your mom. Because see, sometimes, going back to the feminine, a lot of times because of society, the elders in the black community will tell us younger people how to act. And that's
Yes.
not the way society is running now. And when my grandmother was subservient to her work, her bosses,
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't educated. My grandmother had a third grade education. She taught herself how to read from the Bible. So
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to me and I come to a job and I know I'm being treated unjustly, I'm not going to just be happy to get a check. I'd rather not deal with that check and let the people know
Yeah.
that this is an unjust action and fight
Mm-hmm.
against them. And that's why I'm an activist. And everybody can't be an activist because everybody's not going to give up their job or their sweet life. Because I've given up a lot for this life because people don't want to hire me. When they see me coming, they
That's
say,
how it
oh,
is.
that's sunshine. Oh, they go, oh, Lord, she's so smart, but they'll never give me a job.
Yeah.
They'll never give me a job.
She's
So
smart for that
I,
job.
you know what I'm saying? So I've been back in Selma. My mother's from here. She was born here. My grandmother was born here. My grandfather. All of my family is born in Alabama, outside of the slave trade. We don't know that. Where we can go, they go. It goes back to Haiti and of course back to Africa.
Mm.
But at the same time, we're from here. And when you
That's
have that
right.
energy in the city, they should be proud of educated women coming out the city. Amelia Boynton, Dr. Reese and Amelia Boynton was the people that organized the march for Dr. King to come. Dr. King was
Mm-hmm.
invited to Selma. He just didn't pop up. He didn't just
That's
pop
fact.
up.
Yeah,
Right, he was
that's fact.
invited. He had a
Yes.
check. He got paid to
people
come here.
people
It
don't know
wasn't
this
free
yet.
service. Yeah, it
Yes.
wasn't free service. People get like when you pay the president to come in your state to talk about his campaign, it's a fundraiser. They raised money to bring him down here. He made money to come. It was
That's
enterprise.
fact.
It wasn't free. The people who started this march did it for free, and it was
Yeah.
a Dr. Reese. It wasn't John Lewis. So when people say let's name this wonderful bridge after John Lewis, it's named after Edmund Pettus, who's a Klansman. But the Klansman name need to stay because I need to remember what the issue was. Because if we change the
Mm-hmm.
name, we might forget history. And just like we can't whitewash history, we can't blackwash it either. We have to let it
Facts.
remain. And if
I
we let
I
it
love
remain,
that.
yeah, if we let it remain solid, we can
Mm.
always have a ground to educate. But if we keep
Exactly.
changing, what are we
Honestly.
educating? You're hiding something when you change it. Embrace
Yes.
it. Embrace the differences. So what
I
I would tell
love
a
that.
young woman is don't take advice from people who are broken. And if you're broken, heal yourself. Come talk to me. Come talk to someone like Nosa. We can help you get through. When I have problems, I'll inbox them. Can you send me a prayer or two? I may not
Okay.
ask for nothing specific, but sometimes when you're a spiritual worker, you really don't have people they don't understand what you're talking about. They be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What you talking about? Like, they think you're
Yeah.
crazy, but we're not really crazy. We just go through things that other people may not. And when you
Mm-hmm.
deal with other people's emotions, those emotions sometimes become your own. So then you don't have everybody to talk to because you can't really just express your work with other people with
That's right.
everyone. So you have to have
Mm-hmm.
people that you can confide in to discuss certain things with that you can trust that it won't come back to the people you're helping. Because we need help too.
Definitely.
We need help too. So sometimes strong people, who helps a strong person? Other strong
We
people.
need help
So
more.
we need,
We
yeah, we need
need
extra
more help.
prayer. So I
Yes.
just want to encourage the young women out here, and even the older women. Whatever you got caught up in the
Mm,
mindset, your husband, your sisters, your uncles, your brothers, if you feel like you should be a painter, go paint a mural. Don't let anybody stop you from doing that. If you feel like you can go
fact.
plant a garden, don't let nobody tell you that you can't do that. Do whatever your heart
Hmm.
tells you to do, because if it's in your heart, God put it there. So don't
That's
let,
right.
and God is a God of not fear. No matter what your religion is, we all serve a God. We all serve one God. Most religions that I've encountered serve God. And everybody else
That's
under
right.
that, that's where it differs. From Islam
Hmm.
through spirituality, African spirituality, Haitian spirituality, Christianity, Catholics,
Everything.
Hindu, Wiccan, they all serve a primary God, and we all basically
Yes.
have the same Ten Commandments. So as long
That's
as we
right.
understand that, and when
One
people
has.
say freedom of religions and freedom of free speech and all those things, and freedom of sex, are we really serious? Because we really persecute a lot of people based on those freedoms, and we have to be more
Hmm.
cognizant of that. So young ladies, don't be fearful. And if you are fearful, research the topic and what you're discussing so that you can be well versed. And then therefore, when somebody brings up a topic, it won't shake you. You're
That's
prepared.
right.
Prepare yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And one of the most beautiful aspects in what you just said is same way we can't whitewash history, we should not also blackwash history. Why is this very important to me? A few weeks ago, I was discussing with some very good brothers. They are so pro-Africans.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we talk about African history, they always like to bring the beautiful parts. I say before, if you are ready for healing, the first step is acceptance.
That's right.
There is nothing wrong if you accept that some of your ancestors was not right.
That's
There
right.
is nothing wrong when you learn from the mistakes of your ancestors to fix today. But if all you want to pay attention to is the only beautiful side, then you can never have understanding of your mystery. Then you can never have understanding of the ancestral traumas you carry.
That's right.
And this balance right there is so important. So thank you for really bringing that point up because people really need to hear this more and more.
That's right.
Everything is beautiful. That's why diversity makes human so colorful.
That's right.
Everything is beautiful. We need it together because at the end, everything is just one. So I
And then we
really,
also, and you made me think of something else just when you said that. See, sometimes our energies can pick up and bring up new thoughts in our brains when you talk to other people. When you said
that's
that
right.
about, we have to think about when we get into these arguments, are we going to just keep thinking
Hmm.
it's black and white? Because
Yeah,
it gets so much deeper.
it's
It's
so
never
deeper.
ending. It's never ending.
Mm,
So are we just
mm.
fighting to fight at this point? Because at a point we go through, we say, oh, we went through civil rights, and we got a black president, and now we got a Republican president. Like, we never stop fighting.
First of all,
We
and
just never stop fighting.
the
And
blame games never change.
And then, as African people, we always stand up and say, all things came from a black woman, right? And if all things come from a black woman from birth, from conception of mankind, why is it so hard for us to accept the white man in which we created?
Good question. Good
If the
question. This is
if we created
exactly
the white man, why can't we accept which we created? So then it
yes.
might be an internal issue.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
So
I
that's just a
love that.
threat. That's a thought that just came across my mind. So I don't even have an answer for that. Because I hear that a lot. Oh, the black woman created the albino. The black woman created the blue eye. The
Yeah.
black woman created the redheaded man. But then when it comes to accepting those same blue eye, redheaded, albino
Yes.
people, we be
Mm-hmm.
we're reluctant. So did we
Yes.
create it? Or are we just
Mm-hmm.
fooling ourselves just to get society to make us, because I feel we did. But in
Yeah.
doing so, in accepting that we are mother of all things, We have to be understanding of all things, good and bad, like you said.
Yes, it's duality. People don't understand these laws. You can't have good without evil. These are things that are the same. It's
That's right.
just the vibration that is different, but it's the same thing that is running through each other. So,
That's right.
what I like to ask you now is this: observing the consciousness of the Mother Earth herself, and the way this masculine parts, this masculine energy, have generated into a lot of wars and destruction and everything. As a woman, I know you possess more higher masculine energy anyway, but as the woman, because that woman is still in you, you still have that womb in you.
That's right.
So, as a woman with a sacred womb, with a universe, how do you see a way forward in redrafting the consciousness of this earth back to our natural state? How do you see the way forward for this?
Love, and nurturing. We have to learn how to love and nurture
Mm,
people. We have to stop being so
mm,
critical. Because critical thinking, people
mm.
say, oh, you got to learn how to take what is it, constructive criticism. I don't have to learn how to take constructive criticism. You know, most people don't want to hear constructive criticism. But so we
Yeah.
have to be loving. You
Hmm.
know, so we don't have to be constructively critical. We can be lovingly critical.
That's right.
So if you change the dialect and add love into it instead of constructive, because constructive
Hmm.
means we built it into the process. But
Fact.
if I love you and I still want to critique what you have done,
Mm.
it shows differently. You know, when a
Yes.
mother whoops a child or spanks a child or disciplines a child, they usually say, well, you know, Bob, I told you don't go on my purse and take my $10. I was using that $10 to go get us dinner tonight. And now you done took the
Hmm.
$10 and played ping pong and no one has to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you disciplined them, but yet you gave them an explanation why. But usually when people
Hmm.
criticize people, it's just ego. You're not really giving really constructive criticism. It's really an attack these days. People
Yes.
use it as a way to attack and not truly give constructive criticism. So let's just stop
Mm.
using that and let's just say I'm gonna help you in love. Out of love, like I told the other night, the congregation, I want to lead in love. So if I can't lead in love, I don't want to lead at all. If I can't lead in healing, I don't want to lead. If I can't heal in leading or love in leading, it's going to be counterproductive.
That's
Uh-oh.
so true.
I think we're
That's so
playing back. Yeah.
that's so true. What people are fully disconnected from is the concept of genuine love itself. This is what I notice people have really disconnected from. I can hear you so
Are
well.
you
Can you hear me?
I I hear we're playing back.
Yeah, maybe it's your network. Everything is perfect over here.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah. Maybe you can just stay one place and don't move too much and the network will stay. So, like I was saying, the concept of genuine love,
Are you
because
playing on
every
another tablet?
no, no, no,
Okay. Well, maybe
everything is
the
very
maybe
good.
the maybe the powers that be has decided that we shouldn't talk anymore.
Yeah, but we have to talk a little. So, as I was saying, the concept of genuine love has been completely forgotten. Because why? With a real, genuine love, those critiques will disappear. Then, when you want to correct somebody, okay, let me use an example. You have a husband who is a drunkard. Every day he go to the pub, he get drunk and come home and pee on himself. If you say you love him and you take a whip and always whip him whenever he's drunk and beat him up and clean him and wash his clothes, you are not helping him.
No, you're not. You're not.
But
That's not
people
love.
today, a lot of people today believe that because I love him, that's why I have to beat him. And then I shower him and clean him up and put him to the bed. That is not genuine love.
That's accepting and settling for something that's not going to make you happy. It's not
Exactly.
healthy.
Exactly. A genuine
We
love.
love would heal them. Love would say, "Let's go get you some treatment, honey." Love would say, "Let's go get you a doctor." Love will say, "Let me take you to the doctor, man, up
Therapy.
here to give you some herbs that'll get the alcohol out your liver to purify your body."
Fact.
So we got to
Fact.
reposition how we treat people. It took me. My grandmother died in 2012, and I was angry.
Okay.
I was very angry at everybody. My mom, my dad, because she was such a beautiful person, and it took me
Mm.
until 2018 to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm at this point of understanding what my issues were and what triggered that anger, I understand it was a lack of love. And because my
That's
grandmother
right.
had so much love, when she left this world, it was like a depletion for me.
Mm.
And I could just imagine how my other little cousins felt because my grandmother was a powerful woman, how our neighbors' children felt because she was just such a beautiful person. And when she passed, our family fell apart. And I think
Mm.
when I look at the world, it's almost like grandma died. When I look at the black man, it's like grandma died. When I look at
Yes.
the progression of the black woman, it's like grandma died. Everybody just want to give up. We cannot give up. We have to continue to strive for education. We have to continue to understand law. Law is so much more important than education. Understanding the process
Fact.
of law is so much more important than getting a degree.
Facts.
Because when you
Facts.
go to court, you don't need a degree to understand what the judge is telling you, but you need to know what the judge is
Exactly.
telling you. So
The knowledge
understand the
is
basic
important.
constructive law.
Mm.
And so I just think we just have to educate people and love them while we educate them and don't treat them like they're less than. Because we have a different learning ability. We might
Mm-hmm.
learn through dance more than through writing. We might learn through beats more than through reading. But we have to
That's right.
love our people and educate them at the same time, but not cradle them. We're not trying to cradle nobody, because I do tough love for my kids. Like I want them to see what
Mm.
struggle feels like. So if you got to get up on the stoop and get a step ladder to get your juice every day, mommy's not going to get on the cabinet every day and get your juice. You have to learn how to
Mm-hmm.
get your juice on your own and be self-sufficient. And
That's
we have to
that's
educate
correct.
the masses of self-sufficiency, but we have to teach them that in love and not tell them they're dumb or ignorant or you ain't smart enough or you didn't go to the right school or your grandmother didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
right job.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
God gave us everything the same. Our brain is the same together. It's how we exercise it.
Mm. Mm. I really love that. I really loved it. I really love that. That's beautiful and powerful. Yes, that's so beautiful and powerful. Let's look at let's look at this aspect because the series is woman is God and man is a worshiper. Maybe she have a network delay. One of the easiest aspects or perspective or view that you can view it from is if we, a lot of all these things will just fix itself. I think something happened to our connection. We hope to have a back. If we can increase the divine feminine energy, a lot of all this chaos will just fix itself. The masculine energy is not something we have to sweep away and just delete. No. It means when we boost more the feminine nature of all creatures, in this case of humans, the human family, that will create a lot more solution to all this chaos we have. That's why you hear me always saying, woman is God, man is a worshiper. The word man there, although my book you will see everything in pieces. The word man there represents humanity. I always laugh when some men see it, they kind of jumping into my inbox. Why will you say man is a worshiper? No, Men means humanity. Whether you are a woman, you are a man, you are a man. So men stands for humanity. Yeah, no problem. Don't be sorry if it's your network. I can bring you back in. Or if you want to do something else, it's also not a problem. I can also just pick it up from here. The idea is to involve more people, women, so the knowledge can be coming always from all direction. Yeah, let me try to accept you. I can see you are requesting. Okay, approve. But whenever I approve it, it never goes like that. Okay, let's maybe this thing.
Yeah, my
Okay.
phone was dying. I had to change devices. Thank God I had two devices.
Ah, okay. I forget your phone is like a hotline and the battery always go down.
Yeah, everything's going on with the election. Everybody's calling and
So,
inboxing. But I just want to say thank you. I came back on really just say thank you for the opportunity to talk to your group. And I'm part of the group, and I've been kind of,
yeah,
I
that's
fell
what I
back a
want
little
to
bit
say.
trying to,
It's our group.
it's our group. And,
Yeah,
but I fell back a little bit to do this campaign because I felt like God called me to do it because I
it's
really was
important.
reluctant, but I felt like I had to do it. But thank you again for allowing this platform, and hopefully I can bring some more powerful women from Alabama because we have so many to come on this platform if you allow me
Mm,
and give the opportunity. So we have a woman right now. She's running for mayor. We have actually two
okay.
candidates running for mayor of Selma. If she wins, that'll be the first woman. Um, if I become city council president, I'll be the second woman. There's another woman in the race with me as well, so we'll be the second woman ever. So it'll be historical things happening through this race with women. So just
Mm,
give
mm,
us some energy today, women, 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 and not to forget our
yeah,
men. Not to
yeah,
forget our
yeah,
men because our men are so important and we need them to survive and to
yeah.
create. But I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And as time passes on, I will hope that I'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to bring on such powerful women from this community as well.
Yeah, that's so beautiful and that's so wonderful. We are going to be having a lot of women, different women from different backgrounds, from different race, from different culture, different religion. With that's the goal of this page. That's what this page is for. It's all about feminine energy, women, everybody coming to say it as it is.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But you
And
said
God
something
bless you.
very interesting now, and that's really caught my attention.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay. Before now, how many women have become the president of the city council?
One
Before
woman.
now, one
One woman,
woman.
and she passed in her first term serving. Miss Dr. Geraldine Allen. Let me say her name and speak her name. Dr. Geraldine Allen. And may she rest in
Mm,
peace. She was a powerful woman.
she rest in peace.
She was here. She was on this bridge in the 60s. She was
Mm,
on this bridge in the 60s. She was a well-known nurse in Alabama.
okay.
She became a registered nurse practitioner and taught at Troy University, which is a university that's nationally known. Troy University. I attended there, and so did my son.
Mm-hmm.
And most military bases use Troy University. So when I say she's a well-written woman, she passed after she made it, and she took a lot of hits too. And maybe God has just brought it up. Thank you for bringing it up because it invoked it. People didn't want to give her the title of doctor
Mm,
because they felt because they played with her in the playgrounds. And I was like, and I wasn't even campaigning for her until I heard that. And I changed, my team got mad. I said, I can't stand against that. I said, that woman fought hard to honor this city and to come
mm-hmm.
back and serve as a doctor with a title. And everybody wanted to call her Miss Geraldine. Geraldine, anybody got to call you doctor. But I was so proud to give her that title because she earned it. And
Yeah.
she didn't expect us to call her Dr. Allen everywhere. But the fact that people just refused to do it is powerful as well. So I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
you asked that. So Dr. Geraldine Allen was actually the first woman to serve as the city council president of this city. But she
Wow.
passed of cancer. She had a cancer, and within a year, her seat was taken up by the next person that was voted under her stead. So hopefully, this will be the opportunity to give a woman to serve a full seat as a city council president.
Yeah. We all pray for you and also support you the way we
Thank you.
can because it is time. It is time the feminine, everything shifts back. I always tell people it's time we start practicing ancient feminism
That's right.
because
That's
it just like 5,000 years ago, women ruled the world. They do everything. The military, the kingship, the spiritual aspect, the economic aspect. Women were always in charge of all these things.
that's
So
right.
it's time to go back. Look at Etopia, for example. Ethiopia is setting a very good example now for the whole of Africa. So that women in top of all the offices in the country.
That's right.
And now they are the first, fastest growing economy in the world.
Because women are nurturers, and the world needs nurturing.
Yes, that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is. So it is time we increase this divine sacred feminine energy. What I always say to the men is this: it's not separated from you. You need to tap into it because as a man, it's me to take things gentle and peaceful. That's a feminine nature. It doesn't mean because I'm big and strong, everything have to be whoa, whoa, whoa. No, you gotta be
No.
calm, slow down, pay attention,
That's right.
observe, smile, enjoy. That is your feminine expressing herself.
That's right.
So when we say we are increasing the feminine energy in the it doesn't mean we are killing the man. This sacred energy that is controlling the universe,
That's right. We're healing him.
we are
Healing.
healing.
That's,
That is it.
that's it.
That's
It's
exactly
that
how it
simple.
is. It's all about healing at the end of
It's
it.
about healing.
But
That's right.
some people, their ego block them.
That's right.
Their ego, many men cannot imagine independent voice, independent mind. It makes them more, it makes them feel so charged. And if you really observe majority of this type of men, they have childhood traumas. Yeah, that was a nice gift for
All
you.
right.
They
Right.
had yeah, it's a message from Oshun. They have child. I can see. So these men that have childhood traumas, have mama issues,
That's right.
they will always look for a woman to stand on their head. They will
That's
always
right.
believe a woman have to be below some of my so-called Pan-Africanists. They always try to defend our ancestors don't think like that.
Mm.
My question to a lot of them is always, what type of ancestors are you talking about? Are you
Right.
talking about those that contributed to the destruction and the mess we have now? Or are you talking about those that were existing 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 years ago, who was completely conscious and completely aware of what me I'm saying? You
That's
have to
right.
know the type of ancestors you're connecting with.
That's right.
Same way we have today. Some people are destroying the earth.
That's right.
So 200 years from now, you cannot call, let's say, George Bush. So 200 years from now, do it like that. No, he fought wars and do things around the earth.
Right. Right.
So if you
Right.
want to connect to your ancestors, you got to first know them,
Their history
their
and their
history,
and their
and,
ethics and their morals and their
and
values.
their values. But many people don't get this today. Many people don't have chance to get that. Okay, let me just also, it's like a dialogue anyway. It's not interview, it's a dialogue. So
Yeah. Yeah.
as a woman, that you have children, you have test marriages, relationships, normal journey of So you are feeling, you are matured, you know life already completely well. You have even fight a lot protecting the dignity of humanity. As a woman who is a warrior and a healer, what advice do you have for broken women who who men have damaged so deep already? Because a
Speak
lot
your
of
truth.
women are so broken
Just
today.
speak, yeah. Speak your truth. Just control you. You know, the brokenness comes from the shame.
Mm,
Speak your truth. If you just have to speak it out into the universe, let it be heard. If you have to speak it into a mirror, get it out of your spirit. Because
self
if
talk.
it festers in your spirit, it remains in your brain and it becomes you. You become what they told you you were. So if your man
Mm-hmm.
is calling you a less than a woman or calling you crazy names, if you don't release it and say, I'm not that, but if you walk away and with shame and just hold your head down and say, I'm tired of him calling me that, you've accepted that you are that. So you have to
Facts.
speak it. That is not I. I don't know who. I used to look back at people. Who are you talking to? I would look back when people call me out my name.
Mm-hmm.
It got to be somebody behind me because he's not talking to me. And I still react that way in a lot of instances because I'm not accepting
Mm-hmm.
anything somebody gives me. But it will not stay in my spirit. And I will
Mm-hmm.
speak feel that someone is trying to depower you. You are worth it. You are worth not being depowered. God didn't make you to be a footstool for someone unless
Never.
it's something spiritual. But he
Mm-hmm.
made you to be of his image. And just like he made a man to be in his image, God is a
Mm-hmm.
woman and worshipful. We don't know what his image was. So as
Yes.
long as you walk with the thing that when he created Adam and Eve or Lilith, that's his image or her image. So however it is, what you can and got, how you can create the heavens and the earth. So make a woman out of a rib or a man out of a rib, or you can't throw Eve out because Lilith out. Somebody probably told him all these things. Do what makes you
Yeah.
comfortable. Like when people pray the way makes you comfortable. It may be different things that for different
Facts.
and organizations that are ritualistic and you have to follow certain things to get certain results. But at the end of the day, it's still your own spiritual journey. So make it
Yes.
to go through the whole 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, 3 steps to the front sometimes.
Got the sasa.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. All you have to do is
Mm-hmm.
believe it. If you believe
You
in
create.
yourself, if you
Mm-hmm.
believe in healing, if you believe that you are good, if you believe that you are worth it, it will be. So just believe in
Facts.
yourself.
Facts. I really love that. I really love that. And I really like I would like you to say it because yeah, you are here. I would like you to say it. So many women today they are contributing in bringing woman. They feel victorious when they see a woman cannot get up on feel more powerful. If a man is doing it, we can know that's this problem of his feminine energy, blah blah blah. But a woman, you carry a womb, you carry your sacred universe, and you see a fellow woman breaking down on her knees, not obligated to help her. If you cannot help her, no problem. But don't step now and stand on top of her and don't want her to ever rise.
Yeah,
What do you have
I
to say to women like this who love seeing other women destroy? They
they
find
have some
pleasure in
personal
it.
yeah. They're demented. A woman who watched another woman suffer is a demented woman. You got to be weary
Please
of that
repeat it
woman.
again. You got to say it again so
A
many
woman
times.
who
Mm.
appreciates watching another woman suffer is a demented woman.
Facts.
She is not good. And it's not, and that's not balance. It's not a balance. You know, we all have a yin and a yang. She's
Mm.
truly off balance.
Yeah, of
There's no,
course.
my grandmother would teach us that everyone that came into her presence, no matter what their situation, deserved attention or love or affection. And my grandmother worked hard and suffered a lot from a child. She lost her mother at 6 months after childbirth. And it's hard being raised in those times by non-parents, and especially now, but these were the
Mm.
1930s. And it was hard for her. And she
Mm.
taught me never to down another woman because it would show your own insecurity. You know, to me, to degrade another woman would show I'm insecure, someone of that same issue.
That
If
is
I'm
fact.
worried about what a woman wears, if I cannot judge Tina Turner for wearing a skin tight dress, I should
Of
not
course.
judge my little cousin wearing a skin tight dress. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
learn that to each his own. And if you can't say anything to uplift a person, because it creates grudges, it creates
Mm-hmm.
animosity. Okay, a couple of years ago, I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad you brought that up. I had some elders. I was pregnant with my second son right here in this city. I had some elders on the radio. One was a preacher. One was a preacher, and it was asked of him, was he? I used to be a radio co-host on different programs. A lady by the name of Fire Rose Teray. She's a senator's wife. Her real name is Rose Sanders. They have a radio program, and I used to co-host a radio show with her called Fire is Fire. And that was years ago. But after I left the radio program, it was just really negative comments about me being pregnant and who
Mm.
and what, and they, it was just really, and I was so hurt because these were people that I considered family and elders. I worked for these people for free.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear that they allowed that rhetoric over their radio platform, and a platform that I helped build because I chose a different path, um,
Mm-hmm.
then I became antagonistic to them. Everything they did, I fought it tooth and nail because I didn't appreciate what
Mm.
they did. So what they made me was a sour
Mm-hmm.
person, as opposed to the loving person that I really am. Their
Mm-hmm.
critiques made me a different person because now my guard is always going to be in defense mode and self-defense of you. So then now I attack. So it's just a
Yes.
vicious cycle, and the
It's
attacks
always like
become,
that.
yeah. So we have to acknowledge when you are a woman and you discredit another woman.
Mm.
Don't get mad when she find out something about you, because women
Mm-hmm.
are petty. Women are petty. We're more petty than men. So if you say something about me and my children, I might find something about your mother and spread that,
Facts.
just so you can understand the hurt of it, and then maybe
Mm.
we'll learn. But I'm trying to heal from doing stuff like that too, because I've been attacked by so many women. So my natural response was to attack back, and I'm not going. I'm not doing that anymore. After the healing process occurred in 2018, it was a
Expansion of
struggle,
consciousness.
and then it became a struggle for me to bite my tongue, because the Lord was like, "Don't say that," and I'll be like, "Oh," because my ego,
I
my
understand that
ego.
feeling.
So I have to pray in the middle of it. I have to meditate in the midst of it. So when things go against me or there's negative things, energies in my presence, at the
Mm.
moment I ask God and my ancestors to protect me and to watch my mouth, because my mouth is very powerful as well on the activism side and in the protection of me and my children's side. So I ask for guidance a lot now, as opposed to just being reactionary. So when women discuss you in a negative way, give them love. Don't be the dart back. Just be the dart catcher,
Mm.
right? And let me tell you, Dr. Bernard Lafayette taught me that, and after that I believe, because this is something really powerful. During the movement, Dr. Bernard Lafayette Now, I think he's in Boston. He teaches the Kingian principles of nonviolence as created by Dr. King. And I'm trained and certified to teach that as well. And I was taught by Dr. Bernard Lafayette, who was on this bridge with Don Lewis. He was part of SCLC. And, well, SNCC. I think SNCC. I don't know. But SNCC, SCLC, they were both on the bridge. I'm not sure what Dr. Bernard Lafayette was a student. So anyway, he teaches Kingian principles of nonviolence. And in the midst of them going to, I think it was Mississippi, when they were in the 60s, they went to Mississippi and did the sit-ins. One of the bikers that they encountered during the riots spit on Dr. Bernard Lafayette. And I don't know if I would let somebody spit in my face in a riot. But Dr. Bernard Lafayette said this made it real for me. And this what made me realize, well, he's a strong man because I'm not that strong. And we have to understand what strength is. And Dr. Bernard said that when the man spit on his face, he said he had a handkerchief. You know, back in the day, men wore handkerchiefs, right? And he pulled his handkerchief out, and he said he wiped the spit off his brow, and he said he recognized that the man had a bite. And he had a bite just like the man's bite. So he started asking about the bite. He didn't mention that this man just spit in his face. He asked the man, hey, I like your bike. You know, I got one in 1950 whatever year, because I don't remember the story and the details. And he said the man looked crazy at him and said, well, yeah, it's a 19, tap, pop, pop, pop. So then they kept talking. So now the man started engaging. And the man, you just spit in my face. But because we have something in common, I done switched your anger to our commonality. So we have to learn how to find commonalities out of anger. Why are you really angry? Are you really angry at me? Or you really don't know why you're angry at me? Are you angry at me because somebody told you to be angry at me? Are you angry at me because you have a really justified reason? Or are you just out here in the mob, just doing something? And once Dr. Lafayette connected with that man by wiping something that most would have thought strength was to knock him out. But strength would have killed him. See, if Dr. Lafayette would have retaliated, it would have killed the whole movement.
Yeah.
Everybody behind him would have probably been murdered, hung. But Dr. Lafayette said, okay, well, let me not react. Let me underreact. And let me find something common that we can understand that we're both human. And even though he spit on me like I'm an animal, once I let him know that I enjoy riding bikes too, and I know what type of motor you have, and I understand, and they became common. They became like. That's right. So that's my passion, and that's my plea to the world today. Find a commonality. When somebody is poking at you and poking at the bear, it hurts. But it'll heal you if you find a common area in which to heal.
Facts.
But if you continue to fight, you'll continue to hurt.
Facts. But just like as I always say to a lot of people, you can never fight hate with hate and expect to win.
That's right.
And it's always very important and beautiful to the trigger, because when you pay close attention to what triggered it, then you have a better understanding of the whole situation, and that gives you power to the situation. Because the energy the person is coming with, you are the God now. Transform that energy to what it you look like now. Like I always tell my son, the person that hits you first is not the person that starts the fight. What you do next is the fight.
That's it. Now that's powerful. The
Of
second lick
course,
is the fight.
yes, that is the fight, because people always think he hit me first, so I defend myself. Yes, we know you have right for
you could have wiped it off.
self-defense.
That's right.
You could have wiped it off, and then that person you killed now out of retaliation could still be alive. But while we're talking about all this, the spirit just said something now to me.
Okay.
Looking behind you, where Dr. King, everybody took this historic to become the new city council president. Will you advocate for this bridge to be marked as like a monument which no cars should be passing? It should be like a tourist place for just specifically for the civil rights punishments. Will you
What we're
advocate
trying,
for that?
it's a highway. It's a major
Mm.
thoroughfare through the state of Alabama. But I would say this. I would advocate for us getting a highway to come through our city, which would put this into a historic trail and navigate
Mm.
regular traffic into the highway building, well, historic structure.
That
So
would
what
be
I would
so
advocate,
cool.
right, if we bring 85 and 65 through Selma, Alabama, by way of the bypass, people can
Mm-hmm.
avert this historical bridge and we can add some beautiful lights. They just had a ceremony a couple of weeks ago with lights for one night, but I believe it should be lit up every night, you know? So
Every night.
there's a lot of
Every night.
talks to fix it and to make it more of a monument. We're going to put some of the foot soldiers' names on the bridge. There's been a lot of talk because of the issue with renaming it. But put the people who fought. We had it was the teachers. It was 8 of them, courageous 8. The courageous 8 who invited Dr. King here. If y'all do the research the courageous 8. Dr.
Mm.
F.D. Reese, Lord Jesus, I can't think of every. Okay,
You don't have to.
it's
You
8
don't
of
have
them.
to.
Dr.
Mm.
F.D. Reese, Amelia Boynton. It was some teachers. It was some preachers. I'm a member of AME, Brown Chapel AME, where they had the historic with Farrakhan, not Farrakhan, Malcolm X spoke. Farrakhan's been here too. Everyone has come. Clinton, the Obamas, the Bushes. When I say I have greeted most of every politician in this city, it's
That's
very
that.
powerful. So I'm inviting you to come for our next. And maybe not this one because of COVID, but the next one, have a booth and do some work and heal some of these people.
Yeah, it will be an honor. I would like to work there because that historical work it changed a lot in Africa. What a lot of people don't understand is the best was the one that was taken away from the best scientists, the best engineers, the best ones, all the great ones. So
Because they
when we
needed us, they
see,
needed them to build here. Do
of
with who they
course,
left, but they definitely
of,
needed skill. Mm-hmm.
of course, but what I'm trying to point to is this: those our ancestors that was taken now to America to build this America, the bloodline, which is the bloodline they left, which we can red blood, but the land poisoned the blood because the land is like costs. Because the land is like costs. So when I see my beautiful African American family, I always see a
Mm-hmm.
because I can see the best part of me that has been transformed. And for me,
That's right.
that is something so sacred. But to round it up with this last question,
Yes.
sacred feminine energy,
Mm-hmm.
is it to your own understanding? This is like your own personal expression.
Okay.
Is sacred feminine energy, is it suppressed today in today's reality, or is it the way it should be?
It's
Your thoughts on
suppressed.
that?
It's suppressed. It's suppressed. And I'm going to say the reason why I'm going to say it's suppressed, and this is the rest of our beautiful city. It has so many historical landmarks, but we'll get to that another time. But it's suppressed because people like me who work with sexual energy and healing,
Mm-hmm.
people always some kind of way think it's prostitution.
Yeah.
It's not prostitution. It has nothing to do with sexual activity, physical in the most part. It's
Yeah.
mental. And so you kind of hide sacred feminine energy because
Mm-hmm.
then people who understand your energy tend to think it's something to deplete. You know, like oil. You know, they keep drilling for oil. Okay, so
Mm.
if you let the world know you have this particular power, people will keep attacking you to get access to that power. So the average person who isn't willing to put up the fight, because I'm not average, they hide it. And then they're guarded, but then they don't do much of the work that they're God given to do. So it's suppressed because of fear, because of the masculine toxic energy that we face, the rape culture, the this drug up women culture.
Mm.
Women become seclusive and not
Mm.
submissive, reclusive. Not submissive
Yes.
and reclusive. You don't
It's
want a
two
reclusive
different things.
woman. Men think a reclusive woman is a submissive woman. No, she's scared.
No, she's scared.
And scared love is not really love.
No,
It's
it's not
force.
even love.
Right. And when somebody's scared of you and they do things, it's out of fear. And sometimes they not might be scared of you, they might be scared of their reaction to you. So fear can go a lot of ways. Fear of me going to jail, fear of me going to hell, fear of me hurting someone, fear of me being hurt. Fear can drive the
The
worst
fear
out
of
of
what they
people.
don't know. Yeah.
Right. So I think the true sacred feminine energy has been suppressed because once it's acknowledged or realized, it becomes abused. And then
Mm.
we tend to fall back and just become reclusive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know you are busy with your campaign and everything. I really appreciate your time, and
thank you.
we will also share the message with people in Alabama. I have some friends there also. If all
Awesome.
they should all come to anybody outside your district, can they vote for you?
Everybody in the city of Selma can vote for me. Just in the city. It's a
Oh, okay.
local municipal election. It's not statewide. Statewide election is November with the president. This is the
Yeah,
municipal election. This is non-partisan. We just running
yeah,
on your name, not on party. No party
yeah.
affiliation in this race.
That is
Yeah.
cool. That is
Yes.
even better.
Yes.
So you can endorse yourself.
That's
that's,
right. I endorse my
that's
own.
yeah, that's so nice. We are
Right.
with you, and you're going to come out in success and everything.
Thank you so
You
much.
from time to time, I will always invite you to this page. We share knowledge, and we just
Yes, sir.
do open discussions and things like that together. I really
Okay.
thank you for your time. If you
Thank
have
you, and
anything to say to if you have anything to
add me
say to
back to
round
the
up today,
add me back to the WhatsApp because I don't know what I did to it. I think I deleted the app after I got hacked.
okay,
I got hacked. Us the
yeah,
sacred feminine energy, we get hacked a lot, and I had to sometimes restructure my devices. So
yeah,
add me
no
back, and I
problem. I
think
will
I got
add you
that
back.
problem solved. Okay. And
Yeah,
thanks again for the invite. And once again, um, when you bring up topics, let me know in advance because I might find a perfect woman in this city to talk about it from a historical perspective and a sacred woman
okay,
perspective because we have a lot of sacred women in this city.
okay. Before you go, let me just show you the picture. The picture is this: woman is God, man is a worshiper. Any woman, anybody you want to bring on board, any woman, you have to be a woman. Only woman welcome. Any
That's it.
woman you want to bring on board,
Right.
all the basic thing they just have to know is a topic that has to do with the divine feminine energy. She
Okay.
can
Okay.
even come up with her own topic. I don't have to always bring out the topic. She
Okay.
can do it. Everybody is free to come
Sounds
up
good.
and express. It's like a soul expression, and
Gotcha.
you are welcome.
Gotcha.
You are
And and
welcome. It's a new
and
page, so we are building it, and it's going to grow.
all right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna share. I shared it today in a lot of political groups in the city, and also to add to the conversation that Because Nosa doesn't feel comfortable dealing with men in sexual trauma, I volunteered for that position. So if you want to contact him, you got to contact him though, because I have to protect my sacred energy. So you contact him, and then he'll tell me to contact you. Okay? Sounds good?
That's the plan. All is
All
well.
right. All right. God bless you
Yeah.
guys, and you guys pray
I
for our good
thank
city.
you. Okay. Bye
All
bye
right.
and enjoy your sunny day.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, and we really appreciate her time. She's a very wonderful person, and I pray for her that this city council president she's campaigning for, she will win it and she will go home with success. And I thank you all that have been here. Today has been a wonderful day. Tonight, I call 1 a.m. in the morning. We have someone who is coming aboard, but it's still not confirmed yet. Yes, if not, we can make it tomorrow. So I thank you all for being here. Please help us share it. Invite your friends, invite your people to like our new page. It's a new page and we want to grow it. And if you're a woman, you have some just on what you feel like expressing. This is more like a soul expression. So feel free to always come aboard. Different people is going to be coming aboard. Yes. On Sunday, we have a guest on Sunday. Although she speak Italian, she speak Italian and she speak Italian, she speak French, she speak German. So I'm going to be doing some translation and some things we'll be discussing about. Yeah. Dr. Rose come on live today. So she had some things came up and she had to do those things. So definitely we will speak again tomorrow and then we will come. So will be coming. So just help us share it. Thank you. Okay, how do I even stop it? And sorry if we don't read all the comments. We'll create a special day for going through comments and reading our comments. Send you peace and love. Bye bye. Okay.